for Europe, baby. I'm back.
Good evening,
Hello.
gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Who's our guest, Albert?
Michael Trollsky.
Oh, say it once again. Michael.
Michael Trollsky.
Oh, man, that was good.
The one and only.
Straight from Poland. I'm here to speak with you about some knife-making bullshit.
Nice. Keith is not with us because he had to do some, I don't know, what was it? Some seminar bullshit.
Work stuff.
Yeah, skipped on Trollsky. What a guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is he.
Yeah, I think so. So,
I guess there's no need to introduce Trollsky, but for those of you who have been living under a rock
for the last 20 years.
for the last 20 years, Trollsky is Polish knife maker, was one of the first knife makers on YouTube. And I think everyone who started making knives within the last 10 to 15 years has seen his videos on YouTube.
Oh, that's very nice. But I think there is something in that you told, because when I started my knife-making channel, there was 5 knife-making channels on YouTube, so it was pretty easy to get some views. And today there is hundreds of channels, and probably it's a way more harder to become someone that people recognize you.
Yeah, so what you're basically saying is the old school ways were a lot better for the YouTube.
I think the best time of YouTube, we just passed it, and now it's a platform for pranks, half-naked girls, and there is no place for some tutorials because the
Pranks and
algorithm.
tits.
Yes, algorithm is counting money, not the quality of the content.
Pranks, tits, and rainbows.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. It is. YouTube is also it's like a search engine for manuals.
No, it's not that good anymore because, the thumbs down were offending a lot of people. So from time they just skip the part, so you don't know how many thumbs ups and thumbs down the video have. And in tutorial way, you don't know it's good or it's not good.
That's correct.
But nobody is offended.
They took that out, which is ridiculous.
Yes. I know
Totally
that almost the whole IT industry was working on tutorials from India guys, and now they don't know if the tutorial is good or not.
Yeah, and the reason they took it out is just because they don't want to see, or they don't want to show people what the public actually thinks.
Yes. And everybody are happy, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I doubt it, but
so
what have you been up to this week?
Nothing. Drinking booze. And
Nice,
doing some
the
knives.
rockstar life.
Doing some knives, exactly.
Yeah.
I prepare myself. I launched my Trollsky Knife Making Academy, so people are arriving my shop for weekend, and they are making their own custom knives. And this weekend I have the group of 3 guys, 2 brothers and a father, and I need to clean my workshop because after 1 week of work, it's usually a big mess in the workshop.
So it's actually called the Trollsky Academy?
Trollsky Knife Making Academy, exactly.
Wow, that's a cool name.
And to be honest,
cool name.
there is plenty of people. I have way more people interested than places.
Oh, really?
Yes, the groups are 3 men, so it's not that big, but I think it's easier to remember the names, and the work is going pretty fast when you have, because in Wrocław, big city in Poland, I have the knife making academy, and there were 5 stations, and it was too much. And now I can focus on these 3 people, and they really come back home with the hangover and the knife.
Right.
How many classes are you doing a month?
I'm usually making 2 classes a month, these 2 weeks. But from the next month, I started to make this Thursday, Friday, because I want to have some social life. And usually on weekend when I'm working, everybody is having some parties. And when I have a free Monday, everybody go to work and say, hey, fuck you, I don't want to drink with you.
Are you forging the knives with them, or are you stock removal?
No, stock removal. I am thinking about making the forging classes, and I invited 2 of my good friends, and we're gonna, make a trial. So they are not paying me, and they are like my laboratorical animals. So
Lab rats.
yes, lab rats, and we're gonna see. So I told them it will be a full 3 days, because after the forging, we need to just release all the stresses and keep the metal in the forge and cool down it very long time.
What are you going to do in the downtime?
You know what?
Cigars and whiskey.
Of course. I live in forest. There is no pubs here, so only bottles are in the forge. So it's really good, because we are in the one room for all time, and very fast we became some kind of friends with the people. On Friday,
nice.
on Friday morning they are anonymous to me, and on Saturday night we are friends, right? So this is also very cool.
Yeah, seems awesome.
Are they staying at your house then too?
No, I have a hotel very close to me, and after the first day when they are wasted, my wife is taking them to the hotel because she's not drinking.
Mm-hmm.
But not drinking
that
only
sounds like
that
a
day.
whole fucking experience, man.
Yes. I decided I'm making an experience, exactly, not only a custom knife, but some memories, good memories after the weekend.
It's important.
I think
Very
that
nice.
is even more important than a knife.
Yeah. The knife should be like a reminder of a good time.
Yes, and people are really amazed that at the start they don't believe themselves that they make something. It's really weird that nowadays we have 2 hands, and people forget that you can make almost everything with these 2 hands.
Yeah. Sounds very cool.
When did you start making knife making classes?
I started making knife making classes like 3 years ago, and in the COVID it was really an opportunity to people to just have some fun. So I had a really many people wanted to join the academy
During COVID.
Yes, exactly.
Shame on you.
Oh well. We have a distance 2 meters, so
Yeah, 2 meters.
Yeah.
You have a very big shop.
In Wrocław it was really big. It was like 200 square meters, and even more. The workshop.
Good old mouth diaper.
No, it's in deluxe class with diapers,
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So I had a 1 year break because I have to leave the workshop in Wrocław, and I decided, to be honest, I was really missing to be a teacher, because it's a really nice thing for me that I can share the knowledge.
Yeah.
That is why I started the knife making channel, because on the YouTube, because it was, the idea of sharing the knowledge. Some guys show me some techniques for free, so I decided I need to show these techniques to next people.
So, when did you start knife making?
Next year, I am 20 years in the business. So, I hope that the next year will be a really nice year for me, because 20 years, making knives. It sounds weird, right? I do this for living from like 8 years. So all these years before, I was making knives, but also working in corporation as an IT guy. But my frustration was increasing day from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm the man who love to make things, and working with computer and doing some files on your desktop, it's not kind of work for me.
20 years, Albert.
Yeah, that's a long time.
You have some time to go.
Yeah. But 8 years ago, you went full time with the knife making.
Yes, exactly. In the day of my birthday, it was a 35th birthday, and I wake up. It's in the middle of summer, so the weather was really nice, and I open eyes and said my wife, tomorrow I'm going to go to work and send them the paper that I'm leaving. And I think it was a very good decision. However, with a safe work in the IBM, because I was working in the IBM, so a big company, with 2 kids, with a loan for a house. It was a bit risky, so I knew that I have only one chance. So from the perspective of time, I think that I decided to go full time in a very good time, because I was, my reputation was pretty good. Everybody knows my knives and want to buy them. So I went to full time make these knives, a lot of more of them. And still there were customers, so I think the transition was very good.
What did your wife say when you told her that you want to become a full-time knife maker?
She said only one word, finally. Because,
right.
Nice.
she saw that I'm really hurting, driving every day to the corporation and selling my soul to a devil. Better soul than ass, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So she was supporting me from the first day. I was in the medieval reenactment, so I was doing everything. I was doing some mugs from clay, doing some things from antler, and when I told my friends that I'm gonna start to making knives, they say, okay, yes. And everybody was, he gonna try it 2 months and find something different. And she was believing in me from the beginning, so without that kind of support, I think that I wouldn't be here, standing now, making, these dual knives for a big amount of money.
So it turned out well for you then, the full-time.
Yes, I think that it turns down very good. However, I was afraid of, burning down inside, because the knife making was a really nice journey for me, but I was doing this after work, so I could just, today I'm not making anything. And now you are full-time.
The pressure.
Yes, there is some kind of pressure, because in Poland, leading a company, even small like mine,
it's not funny.
It's not funny. They really take a lot of money from me, taxes and stuff. Mm-hmm. So the pressure is all the time. You are waking up on a Monday morning and you can feel the pressure. Because when you have your own company, you are 7 days in work for a week, 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but if you do what you love, then it's not really a job.
Yes, but some guy said that if you are doing what you love and do it for money, you are not spending even a minute in work. But for me, I think that's a bullshit, because, my head is in the workshop all the time. I am eating the breakfast with family on Saturday, and I am thinking, fuck, I need to clean my desk. I need to drill some holes and blah, 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 So I'm in the workshop all the time. So it's a curse, to be honest.
It's a blessing and a curse.
If I want to rest, I need to take an airplane and fly like minimum 5 hours from home, just to not come to the workshop in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Because if you can, then you do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, time for another whiskey shot.
Yeah. Lovely sound.
But
so, who taught you how to make a knife? Because I imagine back then you couldn't do like we all did and look at YouTube. So,
well, when I started 20 years ago, there was no knowledge like today that you just type how to make a knife on YouTube and you got plenty of tutorials. So basically, I am self-learned. There was one international forum. You know what forum is.
Yeah.
It's something dead today because everybody is now on Facebook. Yeah. And we had some forum in Poland, knives.pl, and there was like 20 guys who are making knives. So if someone knows something better, we just share knowledge without any, payment and stuff. It was clear. Yeah. It was very spiritual. Now knife making is a huge business and people are not sharing the knowledge so freely like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous nowadays. I mean, I've been also watching a lot of YouTube videos, also yours, but then there was also YouTube videos on how to harden a blade, and these YouTube knife makers, they blurred out the temperature on the heat treating oven so that other people cannot see what the temperature.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, that's just annoying because if you own a heat treating oven, you're gonna find it out sooner or later anyway. So all what they're doing is they're stealing your time, right?
No, yes, douchebags. We call them douchebags. However, today when we have the internet, I decided this is my way of sharing the knowledge. If someone asks me for some tips, advices, I try to give the best advices I can because I know that there is an internet and he gonna find this knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna tell him wrong, he gonna find it, but however, he gonna tell to 10 another people that I'm a dickhead. So I usually try to share all the knowledge the best I can for all the questions because I receive a lot of questions on private messages on the Instagram, Facebook and all these platforms, and try to, spend some even 5 minutes with guy who is asking me because I was in his place 20 or 15 years ago.
Mm. No, that's very nice, yeah. And knowledge alone only gets you so far. You still have to do the work and get the muscle memory and stuff. So knowledge alone is not sufficient to build a good knife, as we all know. So you have to develop the mechanical skills and the muscle memory to make a good knife.
You need to waste off a lot of steel to learn yourself how to make a plunge line. It was my biggest issue with the knife making at the beginning. I couldn't do a good plunge line because it's very easy to make one good plunge line on one side of the knife, but then you need to make the second one, and they should be symmetrical, right?
Of course, yeah.
And this is even today sometimes when I'm thinking about other stuff, making the plunge line, I can waste some steel.
Yeah. But it's all a matter of muscle memory, being precise, and be patient. Right?
And have a clear head, because when I go to the workshop and I'm angry for some, kids or stuff, I usually make some stupid mistakes. And I found myself that when I make one stupid mistake, if I don't leave the workshop, in about next 10 minutes, I will make even more stupid mistake.
Yeah.
You know that, guys,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think it's a mechanism, right?
Go for a smoke or whatever. Get your head out of it and then go back.
Yes.
But there's different ways of dealing with anger or being distracted. I mean, if I make a mistake, I want to fix it right away. I work twice as hard to fix it right there and then. So I'm not leaving the workshop. I'm staying.
No, I'm more like I'm just gonna go outside, break something, and then go back.
That is why people usually ask me why you are not having a guy and teaching, an employee. And first of all, I said I'm not a cheater because people are paying for my knives. They want to know that only 2 hands were made in this knife, my 2 hands. This is the first thing. And the second one, if I fuck up with something in the workshop, I can be only angry at me.
Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah. If someone screws up in your workshop, it's you.
Yeah, exactly.
No one else.
So I can be angry only on myself and it's okay.
Yeah. So do you have a technique you want to share how to get symmetrical plunge lines? Do you want to share your method?
Of course. First of all, I know that there are some makers in Poland that they think that, and they really telling everybody that if you are using a knife making jig, you are not a knife maker, because the true knife makers are making their grids by hand, right?
You mean a bevel jig, right? For
Yes,
grinding.
exactly. My tutorial about the bevel jig, I think it has like 2 million of views today. And this is funny that when I go to the blade show for the first time, I didn't knew that I'm so popular in the States, and so many makers just thanks me for this tutorial about the knife making jig. So even today, I know how to grind the blade by hands. I usually use a jig just to make the plunge lines, because you can focus on the symmetrical part.
Mm-hmm. Is it a bevel jig for grinding the bevels, or is it like a file guide so that the plunge lines get symmetrical?
No, it's a slab of wood. However, today I am using the aluminium one because it's better taking the heat from the blade.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some spacers that gives you an angle, and that is why you can make the very symmetrical blade, the grid at the plunge line, because you have all the angle is all the time the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the TR maker thingy.
Sorry?
Is it like the TR maker thingy, or do you made your own one?
I made my own. Cool. It depends on thickness of the steel and how long, how high the bevel you want to have, because all we know that there are bevels for cutting, there are bevels for chopping. However, I treat a knife as a tool. I never make some fighting knives and stuff, because for fighting you have a handgun. And for me, knife is a tool, so I usually use steel between 4 to 5 millimeters, and with I know how to make an angle on the jig to receive the bevel, let's say 60% of the thickness of the blade, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you grind your bevels pre-heat treat or post-heat treat?
Of course, pre. I am leaving like 1 millimeter of steel before heat treating, because first of all, it's not gonna bend.
Yeah.
And the second thing is that after heat treating, you have the layer of steel that has no carbon, right? So I want to remove it after the heat treating.
So you do post-heat treat grinding as well on the belt grinder?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I just make half of the pre and half of the pro. So it's working for me. You need to be focused after the heat treating, just not to overheat the tip. So I think that everybody overheated the tip 100 times in the career. Knife making are not making mistakes. Knife making are making smaller knives, right?
Yeah. What steel are you using mostly for your knives?
From, 10 years, I use mostly 80 CRV2. Because, first of all, it's a very good steel. Americans, States are a really big market for me, so they really honor this steel, like it. And the second one is that I have like 5 tons of this steel.
Oh my God.
And you're still using 80 CRV2?
Yes, because it's a good steel, and I had an opportunity to buy a big amount of this steel, and I think that I have this steel till the last days of my knife making journey. So that day I'm gonna die, because I am not thinking about retirement.
Mm-hmm.
What I like about your channel and your knife making is that there's absolutely no fancy bullshit on your knife. Just like now, just like, what steel are you using? This steel, because I have like 5 tons of it. That's perfect.
I decided to always say truth, because it's harder to find you when you're lying, when you are telling the truth all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping really peaceful, knowing that I am not cheating.
Yeah.
I'm asking because I was listening to your episode on Knife Talk, and you said you are also thinking about using stainless. Back then you said you want to try out LMAX, so I was wondering if you ever got around
I make 20 years from LMAX because it's a very good steel, right? However, for me, knife making is a little bit spiritual thing, and when you are, taking this hot metal into the oil, the oil is boiling, there is a fire, it's some kind of magic, some primitive magic, and hardening the LMAX, you put it to this envelope from the foil, right?
Yeah.
And you are cooling it down using the air pressure, and then you are tempering it in 2 times for 1 hour in 500 Celsius, because this is the recipe for the LMAX, and there is something missing for me in these very good quality powder steels. I like to keep things simple in my life, and this LMAX, it's not that simple to do a good heat treatment.
Yeah, sure.
Is this the reason why you also live in the forest?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I can see.
I was living in a big city for 30 years, and I decided I need to move on. And today I'm really happy. I'm living in forests, have wife, kids, and calmness.
Perfect. The perfect life.
Okay, from time to time I need to go to the city because
to get whiskey.
Yes, sometimes yes. Because in our shop here in a village, they have only vodka and 2 kind of beers. Oh, yeah. And there is no whiskey because whiskey is expensive, and people on the countryside, they prefer to get wasted on a budget.
On a budget.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite whiskey?
We have time for this?
Yeah, of course.
There is a plenty of whiskeys I love. There is no such a thing like my favorite whiskey because it really depends on the mood. But regularly, I like the more peat in whiskey, the better whiskey is for me.
Yes.
So I love the Octomore. All the whiskies from the Bruichladdich distillery, I think it's my favorite distillery. So the Classic Laddie, the Port Charlotte, the Octomore, all the whiskies that are barrel proof. Cask strength whiskies are the best. So if the whiskey has like 65% of alcohol and a lot of the ppms, so the smoke, it's the perfect whiskey for me.
Yeah,
I don't like
heavy whiskeys.
30% whiskey is too weak for me. I am not drinking.
I saw a lot of posts of you about Lagavulin.
Sorry?
Lagavulin?
Lagavulin, yes. Lagavulin is very good.
That one.
But from the Isla is the best place in the world, I think. I've been there twice. Lafroig is more smells like chemistry school because it's very peated, right? And I like bourbons from time to time, like today, for example. And I know that Paps was speaking about that in the podcast when you invited him. I also have my own whiskeys. I mean, I have a friend he's an independent butler, and he's buying the barrels in the Scotland, and he's sending me some samples. And after I like the whiskey, he's preparing me, for example, 100 bottles with the knife maker label. And recently I have the new edition, and it's a 8 years old Ben Nevis whiskey, straight from the barrel, so it has like 66%, I think.
Nice. Where can we buy those?
There is one store in Poland. They are selling these bottles. It's online.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna send you a link after the podcast. So
yeah, please do. I'll have one.
It's whiskey is a really big topic. You can speak the whole night about what you like, what you don't like. Yes.
But it's better to have these conversations like with a fire and a cigar.
Probably yes. I am thinking about visiting the Ipswich. I'm pronouncing it good.
Ipswich, yes.
Yeah. I've been there like before the COVID 4 years ago, and it was really one of the best knife shows I've ever been. because of the climate.
Yeah.
It's a really cool place. I had an invitation for the last year, but I had an academy. But this year, if there will be an opportunity, I want to go to Ipswich, take a motorbike, and just have also a good ride.
Very cool. There goes another one.
Ipswich is a very friendly show. Yeah.
It's a small show, right? It's not a big show. I am visiting one big show a year, so it's a Blade show. If you guys haven't been, you need to visit Blade show, because if you...
Are you going this year to
Yes, of
Atlanta?
course. Yes.
Yeah, then I'll see you there.
Okay, I have the same table every year. I also have some few bottles of whiskey over there. So come by.
Yeah. Yes, I'll let you know. Yeah, cool.
I know that the big guy, the Matthias, yes.
Yeah.
How now? It's a third or fourth glass of whiskey for me. The big guy from Austria that he's making knives too.
Martin Huber.
Martin,
Huber.
yes, exactly.
We don't ever talk positive about him here.
No, he's a dickhead.
No. Yeah.
Nah,
total dickhead.
he's not. Come on.
I thought so.
Yeah. No, he's cool.
But,
he
got
nice
a
guy.
lovely girlfriend, or is now even a wife, maybe. I don't know, but
Is he married? Albert, do you know that?
I don't know.
So maybe girlfriend. Okay, I think I fucked up something. But he's been on the Blade last year, and I know that it was good for his business.
Yeah. He's doing well. He's doing very well.
I think he's going again this year.
Yeah.
He was at Texas Blade Show, and he's going to Atlanta as well, I think.
I'm planning the Texas Blade Show maybe next year, because I know it's growing up, and I've never been in Texas, because I have the group of knife makers from Poland, and we are going to the Blade Show every year. And every year we are flying to the different place, renting a car, and doing a road trip.
That's what I'm going to do this year as well.
And where are you flying?
We are flying to Atlanta, and then we are driving to Florida.
Okay, I've been in Florida 2 years, and okay, my opinion about Florida is I didn't like it. But last year, because I have an imagination of Florida from Miami Vice. from 80s, and this Ocean Drive was a bit different nowadays than 20 or 30.
Yeah, but I think America in general, like
of course. However,
different.
last year we fly to Chicago and do a road trip to Atlanta. We visit Nashville. We drive the whole Tennessee, and Tennessee is, I think, the best place.
Yep.
In the States, I've been till today because, cheap gas, big cars. I love big cars, but also Smoky Mountains, a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's real America over there.
and there is a place called Pigeon Forge, and few makers from Forge and Fire, they have a forge in the center of this city, and they are making some forging classes. You can just walk from street and watch people working. So so the name Pigeon Forge is really fitting this. How many forges are in this small city?
Don't know.
Really, it was really good. They recognized me. Hey, you've been in an international episode, so it was really fun. All after these years, people are still remember me from the international episode.
Yeah. Forged in Fire.
That was a very nice episode.
Yeah.
This was probably one of the nicest episodes of Forge and Fire ever, because the contestants were so friendly with one another.
Exactly.
That was really nice to see.
There are, of course, few funny stories about it. So I became a friend with the Julian, the French guy, very quickly, and he got some small bottle of I don't know what. I think it was a plum vodka from his local Alps, and he bring it to the studio, and we were all a little bit nervous because our episode was we have to forge tongs before making knife. Our first part was not 3 but 4 hours, and we had to make tongs. I never made tongs because I'm a knife maker, not a tongue maker. So we are all stressed, and he just bring this bottle of vodka, and when the camera was off, we just drink it. I think the producer don't know about it, but now he can know. We had some vodka here, and I don't know, we have really good time before the show.
That's awesome, man.
I think the first day was like 16 hours of recording.
Oh my god.
All these, interviews. So the forging part was only 4 hours, but before they record, for example, entering the forge, and I think, after 9 times, the camera guy said, "Okay, we have it." So we were just making some doubles because some guy just went too fast to the forge, some went too slow, and we even don't start forging, and I was just wasted.
Okay, so you were talking about Holland and the Dutch knife show.
Yes, exactly. I think that I'm gonna visit this year at DKA.
Good.
DKA sounds like Dick.
Yeah, Dick, the Dick show.
So basically, I've been there last year, just before the Blade show. Yes, with Paps. And the problem is that I sold too many knives, and I have to go to the States with the amount of knives I had. It was too small, right?
Yeah, just visit, man. Put some knives on my table and just fuck it.
All
just
right.
Visit.
And like I said, when we are not recording, me and my father, we are big fans of Second World War.
Yeah.
And from the Holland to the Omaha Beach and the Normandy, there is like 600 kilometers.
Yep.
And then we want to make a road with the heroes like from Band of Brothers.
Yes.
The 101st paratroopers from the Normandy till the Ardennes. So time will show, but I want to do
Breda,
this.
Arnhem.
Exactly. Eindhoven.
Yeah. Yes, man. There's a very famous, it's from the show Band of Brothers, where the Dutch people shaved the heads of the females that dated Nazis. Yeah, that's in Arnhem, I think, or in Eindhoven. I don't know.
I know that in Poland, I think also they cut hair from the women that were collaborating.
Yeah. It was very controversial, especially now. But very, very cool.
The winners are writing the history, we say.
That's true, yeah. Especially Poland, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, we love to fight.
Yeah, definitely. But you guys were in the fucking like in the crossfire, like the worst of, it was the worst place to be a country.
Between the
Russia
hammer and anvil.
Yeah, the hammer and anvil, yeah.
All the time, from centuries. We are in deep shit.
Yeah, that's why you guys are so fucking tough, man.
I think yes, because the environment is... Our neighbors always wanted something from us.
Yeah. You guys are very less... Yeah, but you guys really have some sort of vibe that's like The Last Stand.
Because of the location, yes.
Yeah, but you are also the Polish people in general are like less, how do you say that? You guys don't give in to bullshit as much as the rest of the people, in my opinion.
No, we've been in the communistic Iron Curtain for previous 50 years.
You guys see it coming.
Yeah.
What's happening in Europe right now? If you go and talk to people that actually been like behind the Iron Curtain, and they know, and they warn people now, like, watch it, because you're going down a slippery slope.
However, our current politicians also want to just make this Europe a little bit lefty.
Marxist type
Yes,
shit.
Exactly. But let's talk about knives. I don't like politics.
Yes, better than politics.
Exactly.
So, are you also going to the German knife show, to the Solingen?
I've never been in Solingen. I've been in Busek. I think it was one of the oldest German knife show, and I think it was one knife show that wasn't connected with the German Messer Guild. I think I'm pronouncing it good.
Yeah.
And I heard that in the knife shows that they are under the German Messer Guild. There was no fun, right? And bunch of old guys showing their hunting knives, no smiles, no nothing. I like to go to the knife show and have fun.
Yeah, it's always a thing, like with the old, like call it old, but the older generation and then the newer generation. It's always a thing everywhere.
I am 45 now, so I feel 43. So I think that I'm just in the middle of the old ones and the young ones.
Yeah, you're somewhere in between.
But mentally, I have like 17 years all the time.
Yeah. Good. That's the way to live.
Life is too short to be a boring dick.
Yeah. Let's name the episode that. Life is too short to be a boring dick.
Okay, Mr. Butthole, very good.
But Solingen is a very nice show. There's a good combination of, or mixture of well-established makers and young makers. They even support young makers with reduced fees for their tables and stuff. So it's a good show. You'd like it, I think.
Because of the German beer, I know.
Yeah, that too. But they're too far up north for good beer. The good beer in Germany is all in the south.
Exactly, Bavaria. I had a grandpa in Bavaria.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember Paulaner and all these good beers I was stealing from the fridge.
Bavaria.
But if you want to come, let us know.
All right.
I think Paps is going to go as well.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think he's because like we talked about, like on the podcast, we talked about him about Solingen.
This is funny part, guys, because Paps is living like 1 hour by car from me, and we are visiting once a year on some kind of knife show. I know
you see each other once a year.
Yeah. I know he's very busy. He's building a house now.
Yeah, young family, right?
Working a lot because he needs to provide. He's also hard-working man. That is why I like him.
He makes, and his fucking axes are so fucking beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Good guy.
Like all hard-working guys,
Mm-hmm.
I probably know that, but I am calling it clean money is when your hands are dirty.
Yeah, dirty hands, clean money.
Exactly.
No smash and grab. Work for it.
So this is my way of life because I don't know. I just like my hands get dirty.
So do you, this is another question, maybe it's totally unrelatable, but those two Polish guys that do all that outdoor cooking.
Probably recognize a man with the pot?
Yes. Do you know them?
No, but it's a funny story because last week I was on a camping and my friend who's following them said me that they are Polish. I didn't know that. I watch his shorts from time to time, but I didn't know that these are Polish guys living in Scotland, I think.
Yeah, they're Polish guys. That's what I found out as well. I watched the shit out of that. It's so fucking good.
I'm always hungry when I watching.
Yeah, same. Because there's a lot of Polish dishes that they make.
I think that Polish and Austrian? No, fuck.
Austrian.
Oh, probably you hear that very often when people are mistaking the names, right? But
Yeah.
I think that our kitchens are very similar because of the, a lot of cabbage, a lot of pork.
Yeah, the good sausage. Oh,
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
shit. Yeah, hangry.
No, it is very similar. I was in Poland, I think, 3 times, and I was amazed how good the food is. Because Poland's not famous for good food, at
It's
least
such good
not
food.
here. But when you're there and when you're going out with the right people to the right places, holy shit, the food was good. And we ate way more than we had planned.
I had a Polish guy rent a house for me, and it came to a point where, in the vacation time, he was working in the Netherlands, and in the vacation time, his wife and kids would also come, and they would prepare like a massive table full of food, and they're so the hospitality is so different than us. Way better, way better.
I think the problem is that we've been behind the Iron Curtain,
Yeah.
and the Poland has a really not good PR. Everybody knows pizza, everybody knows sushi, but it's maybe because we've been trapped
behind the
for
Iron
centuries, and that is why people don't know where we are, what we eat. But I think it will change because people are looking for something new all the time.
Yeah. Damn straight. The only thing about it is that we would have to drink vodka in between every bite.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that is why you are eating so fat, because otherwise you're gonna die very soon on Polish wedding.
Yeah. Yes.
You know when the Polish wedding is very good?
When everyone is
When
knocked out.
when the chance for die and for get late it's equal.
God heaven. We should write all these things down because these are golden. Ask a knife question, Albert.
It's not a knife question, but are you still planting your own chilies?
Lack of time for like 2 years because it's consuming a lot of time if you want to have a really good chilies.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of activities now. 10 years ago, it was only knives. And now, there is Knives Academy, all this social media. Plenty of companies want to work with you just to, use their tools or some kind of workshop, clothes, everything.
Yeah, we're going to get to that later.
So this is also a huge problem because 10 years ago, my knife making was simpler because you just make a knife, and now you need to make a knife, make a picture, answer these 25 person who want to buy, and I think the making knives is the simplest part of all this machine.
And you do it all by yourself?
Yes,
All these-
yes,
okay.
exactly.
So you're still a one-man show?
And I think I'm stay with it because, like I said, people want to have a unique piece of handmade art, and I just don't want to cheat people and get some young guys, and they make me a satin because satin is consuming a lot of time, and it's not that hard to make a good satin.
No, but I was thinking about the social media stuff and the pictures and these kinds
I
of
was
things.
interested in photography way before I was making knives, so this is something really good for me when I want to combine my new hobby, the knives, and the old hobby, the making photos.
Ah, that's smart, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
And it keeps stuff interesting if you're very versatile in what you do.
If I spend, for example, 12 hours on a knife, I want to make a picture of this because I want how to show the proportion of knife, the handle material, and some, guy who making pictures for money he will probably make it different.
I was asking about the chili question because the logo is so recognizable. I think almost every knife maker or knife enthusiast recognizes your logo.
And probably you know the history of because I told it on the knife making podcast, right?
Yeah, it's because in Polish, sharp means the same as hot, and a chili is hot. Which means sharp in Polish. Right?
But there is a second part of this history, right?
What's the second part of the history?
And actually, this is the true one. I have a big problem with developing my logo. I was trying to do M.S. like Michael Szelicki is my first and last name. Mm-hmm. But I wanted something more simple. So one day I was in India restaurant and I was eating very hot food. And next day, and I was shitting lava, right? And during this session of shitting lava, I just figured out a chili pepper. It's gonna be my logo. And this is the true story about my chili mark.
That's epic. That's an epic story.
So you had the idea. So you had the idea for your logo on the toilet.
Yes, in a really nice verse.
While it was burning.
With the ring of fire.
It's a ring of fire, right?
Yeah.
You can teach your mom of hot food, but you cannot teach your ass.
There's so much wisdom here. Yeah. It's sharp it's the same in Dutch as well.
Yes, sharp and
hot.
And hot, exactly. And I know in German too.
Yeah, in German too. Scharf.
Yeah.
But just say it angry and yelling, and then it's German.
Everything in Germany, you say someone Gesundheit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you wishing me something good, or are you yelling at me? I don't know.
What's the Dutch word for scharf?
Scherp.
Okay.
So very similar to English.
Yeah. Sharp, scherp. We just add an E everywhere.
But it's a mixture between German and English, right?
Yeah. It's who said it? Was it Huber? I don't know anymore. Someone said or was it one of you guys? It's that Dutch sounds the same as children learning German.
Yeah. Can I ask you a knife-related question?
Of course.
How and why did you get into knife making? Because I've not heard the origin story. What got you interested in knives and especially handmade knives?
First of all, I don't know in Holland too, but in Poland, when I was young, it was like I was born in 1981, right? And I received my first pocket knife from my grandpa when I was like 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he trusts me. He didn't say something, don't cut like this because you're gonna cut yourself. My grandpa was trusting me in that because even I was a child. So the pocket knife was always in my pockets, and I was growing up. Always the knife was in a pocket or in a backpack. So I was really, get used to knife from a really young boy. But the reason I started knife making, I mentioned before that I was doing the medieval reenactment, right? It was the 14th and 15th century. And 25 years ago when I was starting this, there was no shops like today when you can buy the cloth, the armor, the sword, the knife. Usually people were making it their own because there was no online stores like today. And I decided that I'm gonna make my knife for, everyday purpose in a camp. I did some very ugly thing that was sharp, but it wasn't a knife yet. But I figured out that there's plenty of people that want to have a knife from me because there was not so many manufacturers of knives there. And from knife to knife, I made a lot of these medieval knives. And after that, I found the knife.pl internet forum, and I found that there is a knife making area over there, and it started. It's like this is, you make one, you'll think about another two, and after these two you want to make another 5. Everybody knows that, right?
Yeah, it's a fucking addiction.
Exactly.
So did you start with forging right away, or was it stock removal when you started?
I started with forging because there is a Battle of Tannenberg. I don't know you know it. It's the biggest battle of medieval. It's in this north of Poland, and even till today there is a biggest reenactment party over there. And there is a plenty of guys who make horseshoes, knives, plenty of some shows, and I was just standing like 2 hours watching guy forging nails, and the guy just asked me, "Hey, you wanna try?" And he gave me the hammer, and when I first punch the steel and feel that the power from the hammer strikes the metal, I knew that I'm gonna make it for a long time.
Yeah, awesome.
Is that also where you draw your inspirations from the medieval stuff at the beginning?
At the beginning, yes, because I was under the big influence of the medieval designs. Till today, even I like to make some sacks, the Viking knives with the broken tip, I would say.
Yeah.
So yes. Exactly. At the beginning, I was really influenced by the medieval. Now I just more for the bushcraft knives. Modern bushcraft knives is a little bit different than knives from the past.
Yeah. And you got interested in bushcraft knives because you wanted to use them, I suppose, right?
Yes, exactly.
Because you seem to be an outdoorsy guy living in the woods and stuff. So.
There is a plenty of guys who are making bushcraft knives, but they've been in forest twice in their lifetime. They don't know nothing how the good bushcraft knife should work, how it should be balanced. And since I'm very often in forest, I know what to do, and I'm just taking my experiences and turn it into the knives.
How should it be balanced?
The knives should about the balance should be for a blade, like usually, because
blade heavy,
heavier blade, or you just need to drill some holes in the handle just to remove some metal, because if you work 5 minutes with the bushcraft knife, it's okay, but after 1 hour the balance gonna piss you if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, Butthole is very quiet.
I was just looking at your page and thinking, I need one of these.
I was thinking that you are touching yourself.
No, not yet.
Watching my knives.
Yeah. Not yet.
What about kitchen knives? Any interest in kitchen knives or doing kitchen knives?
I made a few kitchen knives, but to be honest, there is a plenty of better guys in kitchen knives in Poland. And kitchen knives, it's usually the stainless steel, right? And we were speaking about that. I don't like the stainless steel.
And if you look at it like a bushcrafter, like if you live in the forest, that's your kitchen knife.
It's a kitchen knife that should cut some meat, but also cut some wood, right? Mm-hmm. So a bit stronger at the spine. About the heat treatment, all my knives are heat treated with the Hammond line. Mm-hmm. But I am not using clay. I just, cool them. Maybe you hear that it's edge quetching, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really good thing for all the knives that should be in use, because you have a very hard cutting edge and the spine is a bit softer. So if I put my knives into the chloric ferrite, you can see the Hammond line very quickly, but it's straight because I am not using clay. It's just the surface of the oil, right? So the Hammond line is straight.
An edge quench, yeah.
Very cool.
Because not the whole knife is needed to be very hard, right?
No, it might even be an advantage.
Yes, yeah. I think
to have a softer spine.
It's increasing the durability a lot when you do the spine a bit softer.
It doesn't break.
So let's talk about knives.
Like how many knives do you put out weekly?
I am trying to make from 2 to 3 knives a week, but sometimes it's very hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because, there's a plenty of things to do around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And now...
Especially when you live in the forest.
Exactly. And now the problem is that, for example, now, guys, I am preparing myself for a blade show, right? Because it's the half of the work when the knives are done. You need to ship them to the States before.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure out that I want to have all my knives for the blade show finished till the end of the April. To have...
How many knives are you taking?
Would be good to take 20, but time will show if I make the 20 knives. I already have 7, and I'm sending them to my friend who's a neighbor during the blade show. We are back to back. He's a really funny guy. He's making leather. Joe Fu, they called him. And he always bring a bottle of bourbon for me, so...
Nice.
The Americans called our corner the Slavic Bay, and and when they drink a few bourbons, they call it Polish Ghetto.
Polish Ghetto.
Yes. There are four makers from Poland. We are table by table, and the Polish Ghetto is really good name.
I'm gonna go to the Polish Ghetto this year.
Behave.
No, I always behave.
So bring some booze. It means
I'm from Holland. What do you need?
I don't know if there is a Holland whiskey, but probably yes.
Yeah, there is. It's pretty good.
So you know what to bring.
Affirmative.
It will be your first blade show?
Yeah, the first time. Yep.
So you're gonna see the pit because there is...
yeah.
Pit party is the best. You can meet all the makers there.
Yeah. We, I think we're staying in a house with a lot of makers as well. So it's going to be fun.
What's the pit?
The pit is the biggest hotel when the blade show is. It looks like a square. So inside you have a big place when there is a plenty of restaurants and pubs, and all the makers are gathering over there. So in the peak, 11 p.m., there is so much people there. It's amazing.
It's pretty legendary. Yeah. They always say this is where the magic happens.
So it's a big party with knife makers.
Exactly. All the makers from the internet, they are here.
Mm-hmm.
There are some guys who just passed the test for the journeyman smith or master smith, so they bring some whiskey for that. Next year I will try to pass my journeyman smith exam.
Oh.
It would be really cool. For the 20 years in business I would receive this title. It will be really... But I know that not all the guys are passing, so I have some time to prepare, but still I'm afraid of this.
Do you know what the percentages of people passing and not passing?
It depends from year, but I heard that there were some years that 50% of people were passing only.
Okay.
Everybody are afraid of this distraction test, right?
Yeah, sure.
It looks it looks scary.
To be honest, I don't know, because they are doing it when the doors are closed.
Yeah, but I've seen it online somewhere.
Yes, there are some.
Oh man.
But I was speaking with Tony Osterdop, and he's a journeyman smith, and he said that
from Holland.
Yes, it was a really long seconds for him when he was waiting for the judge comes and say, "Hey, okay, you are the journeyman." Huh.
Yeah, he's one of the Dutch older generation makers,
and also a dickhead.
Yeah, maybe he listens. So
maybe Tony, you are a dickhead.
I'll tell him.
And
he's going to listen now.
Goody, I miss you.
Yeah. Well, you'll see him in on the Dick show.
Hope so.
How many people are at Blade Show presenting their work? Not visitors, but exhibitors.
Well, it's a lot bigger than the field for playing soccer.
It's huge.
It's 100 of makers. 2 years ago, they opened another room for newcomers. So I've been there like, I don't know, 6 times and never visited all the tables in one show because there's too much tables.
Yeah. At your table, is it just you or do you bring someone else?
No,
usually?
it's just me. People just want to shake my hand and speak something with me. So the problem is that I'm pretty fast sold out.
Why is that a problem?
Because people want to speak with me and I just,
Because when he sells out, he puts a card on his table with "I'm sold out," and but I'm not out of whiskey.
Exactly. It was a card from last year, I think. That I'm sold out.
Yeah.
Time for some whiskey and then an empty bottle of Foster's bourbon. It's a very
I just googled how many exhibitors Blade Show has had last year, and it was over 1,000.
Yes.
Okay.
There are some super famous guys like Jason Knight and plenty of makers that just started. So the level of knives on the tables are there's so big, from the smallest, the cheapest to the work arts for thousands of dollars.
So if people want to have one of your knives, they have to be there early, I suppose.
Yes, I was really surprised last year that I was sold out at the midday of Saturday. So it took like, I don't know, 6 hours and it was almost gone.
I don't know why you're surprised about that.
No,
like from my point of view, I'm like, yeah, it totally makes sense.
Maybe, but I was teach to be a humble.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to be humble, but then again, like looking at it realistically, half of the people there watched you from the beginning. So, yeah.
Especially Americans, because
in
Poland, the older makers, even if they took something from my videos, they will not say that. Because it's some kind of shame when you say that, hey, I learned this from this guy. And the American guys, they have no problem just to say, thank you for the handle material or some jig tutorial. And they are really happy to shake a hand. And then they have no problem to, said that they took something from my tutorials to their workshops.
Yeah, Americans are pretty open about that, which is good.
If not at Blade Show, where can people buy your knives?
From few years, I think after COVID, I stopped visiting knife shows because there is plenty of people on Instagram who want to buy my knife. And today it looks like when I'm showing the picture, the first person who say I'm going to buy it, I'm just contact him via the direct message and tell him, you want to buy it, the price is like this. And it's usually the knife is sold, and from showing the picture, it's usually like 10 seconds.
That's wow.
So if I want to have one of your knives, I have to be on Instagram and fast, right?
Probably yes. Or
you
or
don't
go
take
to
like
States.
yeah. So you don't take like custom orders.
No,
You
I
just
don't
make
take
something
custom
and then-
orders
Yeah.
because
very
I figure out that when you are taking custom orders, you are stopping as an artist because you are creating knife with the vision of someone else.
Yeah.
And I decided I want to have the full 100% project in my head and make it. And usually there is a client customer for the knife. So
Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works. I think that's the best way.
in the past, I had an thing like that I was making 1 or 2 order knives a year, just to remember myself why I hate it.
That's good. Like I've the times that I bought a knife of someone, I never ever like want to tell them what they should make. I actually, if I buy a knife from someone, I just want their knife. So it's like, make me a knife.
You want to buy a painting from an artist.
Yeah,
you are not telling him, right? You know.
Yeah, paint me this. No.
Yeah, it's a picture of my butthole. Now make it artistic.
Yeah.
And people gonna see that your name is Butthole, because I told Butthole like 6 times, and without knowing that you are a Butthole, it sounds weird.
You can call me Butthole. I don't mind.
Cornholio.
Cornholio.
You are watching porn because there is a quiet now.
Yeah.
No, I'm watching your Instagram page.
It's huge.
It's huge, yeah.
Yeah, there's too much on there.
And they're all sold already.
Yeah. It's annoying.
All of them. There's a plenty of people that really very angry at me that they cannot buy a knife, because a lot of these people have money, a lot of money, and they get used to that. If they have money, they can buy anything.
Yeah, and you just say, now, fuck you, wait for my post, and then be the first one.
Maybe without fuck you, but the rest is right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good. I like that.
Everybody had the same chances to buy, right?
Yeah. I think every knife maker eventually wants that.
No, that's every knife maker's dream.
Yeah, I think so.
Posting a knife on Instagram and it's sold within 10 seconds.
Yeah. But it gives you the opportunity, like he says. It's like I just make something and I just make what I want to make, and it sells. So
from time to time, I am making an auction of my knife on Instagram that people are voting in posts. And it's a good opportunity for people who want to have my knife, even if it will be much more expensive than usually. So once a month I'm making an auction.
Oh yeah, smart.
It's working good, really.
And the pocket knives, do you make them yourself as well? Or?
No, the pocket knives are made by Bestech. It's one of the biggest and factory in China. And on the Blade Show, I was on a supper, on a dinner, with them, and we have my friend is working the Ostap. Maybe you recognize Ostap Hell. He's a designer, right? And he's also my very good friend, and he just managed during the dinner that Michael is well-known knife maker. He got plenty of good designs, and he would like to make a folding knives with you. And from word to word, we managed, and now I know that the second batch is almost sold, and it's a great success because people can buy a Trollsky, even it's from factory, but it's cheap.
Your name is on it.
It's cheap, right? It has a double detent locking mechanism, so it's safe in Germany. I know that it's also safe in the UK. So plenty of these knives are in the pockets.
But it's your design, right?
It's my design. I was directing all these mails. We switched like 200 mails before the prototype came, and everything was like I wanted to be.
So how big is a batch?
Batch is 1,000 pieces.
Wow.
So a really big success. I was really worried it's a good when I shouldn't make it because I am not making new knives, but I figure out after visiting the Blade Show, all the big makers are making collaboration with factories too.
Yeah, because it allows people that don't have much money to have like a Trollsky. And you're being open and honest about it. It's not like you're telling people that you made it. It's just you designed it, and somebody else is making it.
for you it's normal, but for example, in Poland, I know that there was a plenty of people said that I'm I betrayed myself, I'm a cheater and stuff like that, but
Okay.
but they didn't make a folding knife with factory, maybe that's why.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and they didn't sold 2,000 of them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Come
Yeah,
on,
and
man.
and the handmade folding knife has to be way more expensive. So it has to be at least €1,000, and who can afford
Yes.
€1,000 for a pocket knife? So it makes sense to do a factory-made pocket
And
knife. I
it's
think.
really hard to make a good folding knife.
Yeah.
One of these guys, I am traveling on the blade show, and the rest of the world we've been in Japan recently. It's a BRRR knives. You can now find him on Instagram, and he's making folding knives. I think the best folding knives in Poland now, and watching the other guys, one of the best on the world, I think.
Very cool. I have much respect for those folding knife people because, oh my God, that seems like so hard to do.
People think that CNC machine is making the knives and he just taking the money, but I know that
No.
the good CNC machine is making like 15% of the overall
Yeah, and
work
it's very
with the
hard
knife,
to,
and the
to get
rest
right.
is exactly making the locker working fine, all
Yeah.
these things, and you cannot make mistake, because when I'm making a fixed knife and make mistake, I just make this knife 3 mm short, right? And
Yeah.
he cannot do this because all these parts should fit perfectly.
Yeah.
What's the steel on this pocket knife?
Oh, he's using all these fancy steels like Magna Cut, and also he's using a stainless Damascus from Futuron Forge. These are the guys from Czech Republic. They are really good at parties too, because we've been in the previous Blade Show, and I know that this year Blade Show, it will be a blast with them. They are not taking prisoners.
Awesome.
And where can get people your pocket knives if they want to have a Trollsky pocket knife?
There is a Polish store, kapuga.pl. My knife is called Mandu, and if you type Mandu Trollsky on the internet in Google, it will direct you to the shop. I know that there are some European dealers too, because the Kapuga is working that. It's really nice that I make the knife making part and they are making the selling part.
Yeah, that seems like a very good deal.
I can focus on design, on materials, and they are focusing on advertisement and stuff, right?
Are you planning to do more of this?
I am planning to make a bigger version with the locker. I think it will be the frame lock, the liner lock.
Mm-hmm.
So probably the next batch, we are working on prototype now. So it's still my design, but it's a folding knife with a very good mechanism. They are using ball bearings, so I decided I will not be, sorry for making this.
You're not only a good knife maker, but you're a good businessman as well.
We have one knife, and we should just use the full potential of our life.
Yeah, man.
How long does it take from the first idea, then the prototype? How long is the development phase? How long does it take?
It took me
200
like
emails.
exactly. It was like around 1 email a day. So
Wow.
Yes.
And then they send you the prototype?
Yes, they send me the prototype. I just approve it, pay them some amount to start production, and just as they start production, and then they just send it to me.
Yeah, okay, so you're actually and then they send the entire batch to you?
The entire batch was sent to the shop.
Okay. So you put like
Yes.
an actual network out, and you're not seeing the actual knives anymore.
Exactly. So like
Yeah,
I
that's
said,
perfect,
I was
man.
working on the design part of the
Yeah.
knife, with the choosing the steel, the handle materials, and they have
And do you buy into that, or do you actually buy each knife and then you sell them? Or is it like a drop ship kind of thing?
You are asking about my knives or the folding knife?
The folding knives.
I know that they receive the whole batch and just you can buy it till they have it on the magazine.
Ah, okay. So they make them in stock, and then you just buy like a bunch. And
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
We had some problems with customers with the first batch, so they announced that you can buy the knife, and the Polish customs are just holding the knives. So it was pretty risky and nervous.
Yeah, man, I can imagine. Big batch, lots of money going around.
Lots of people waiting for it.
Yeah, that's what I also have when I buy some like materials from China for some parts I make, and it's just because I've never seen the people. I only talk to them online, and you just wire a bunch of money over to someone you don't know, and then you hope that at least you talk to the people on at Blaze Show.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's always scary.
But there is no fun without risk.
Exactly. No risk, no reward.
Only the brave people are drinking champagne. It's a Polish one.
Now the timer is off. I have no idea how long we've been going.
49 minutes.
Yeah, in this one.
Recording.
Yeah.
And the first one was, I think, like half an hour. So a lot of bullshit.
A lot of bullshit. Good bullshit. So with like your shop, how many workstations do you have there?
In my shop, I have two buildings right now. I have the forge that was built some time ago, but it's still a new building for me. Mm-hmm. There is a YouTube video about building my forge from the first shovel, hit the ground till the working power hammer. So it's like 20 minutes of building this forge.
Yeah.
And my first, I would say, workshop is in my old garage. There are still some places when the car was parked. And now, till when I was going full time, I decided I need to move all my workshop from the old one to the new one. So I have two drills. I have three belt grinders with different endings. One for the choils, one for the hollow grind, and one the flat surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
I have two furnaces for heat treating and for tempering. And I don't know, few desks for finishing knives and all this stuff. So pretty basic workshop. The Americans usually ask how it's possible to make that kind of knives with that simple workshop.
Yeah, but the Americans love their tooling and stuff. They really want everything.
Yes, they have tool for everything.
Perfect.
So
yeah. Even if it's just one guy and making like not so much knives, and then still two grinders.
I was watching some videos. I don't know the name of the maker, but I remember that he got like 10 drills with different sizes of bits of drills. So
yeah,
maybe it's increasing the speed, but I don't know. I like to have my workshop a bit smaller. I feel more comfortable inside. Right, simple and small.
Yeah, and you also do the academy in the forge in the new building.
No, the academy is made in my first old forge.
Ah, okay, yeah.
It's the same building like my regular workshop. So it's really cool because I am very close to my machines when I'm teaching the peoples. And it's very, simple for me. I use the same machines I used for the whole week. So I know that my drills are sharp. I know that I have a new belts in my grinder. And everything is just waiting for the pupils. Yeah.
But you also have a little power hammer, right?
Yes, I have a power hammer. It's a Chinese power hammer with 25 kilo puncher. It's the same power hammer like pubs have. I was
Okay.
working on his power hammer and decided I want the same because it's big enough for knives and it's fast, right? Because if the puncher is heavier, the power hammer is slower. And for knives, I think the 2 strikes, even 3 strikes a second is perfect.
Did you buy it new, the power hammer from China?
Yes,
was it
yes. I buy the power hammer. I think from the same company like Paps, and it was the last piece in Poland that was new with the guarantee and all this stuff, with the old price, because now the price of steel is rising very high, and the price of shipping, and I know that the new batch of the hammers, they will cost like 50% more than previous.
Oh,
How much are we talking? How much is a Chinese power hammer?
I paid like 5,000 euros for a new power hammer.
Okay, that's very affordable.
It's a very good price, yes.
Albert has like 20 power hammers.
Oh, 5.
No technique, so he needs a lot of tools, like Americans.
He makes a lot of cool steels and stuff, so.
He's a cool guy, yeah.
Yeah.
But what are you doing with your power hammer? Are you using it a lot for your blades? Are you forging Damascus with it or blades? What are you doing with your power hammer?
When I am making knives for selling, I prefer the stock removal because, with even if you are the best guy in forge, it's a steel, and there can be some things that you don't know, some micro breaks and stuff.
Yeah, you always introduce stress into the material if you
So I decided if I am taking regular money for knives, I need to be 100% sure that everything is okay with the steel. That is, I use the steel from the Thyssen and Krupp steel mill in Germany. But if the customer want to have some Damascus or Sanmai on stuff, I am making it, but I'm telling him that it's not. I am not feel so safe with the steel like with the solid steel from the steel mill.
You're an honest guy.
Well,
Yes, if someone is spending his hard-earned money on a knife,
Yeah,
I don't want to be a guy that is telling him not the truth, and he gonna buy a knife, break it, and he gonna be very angry at me. I don't like when people are angry at me.
there's no bullshit with this guy. Nothing. It's I like it.
I like to be a transparent guy. Like I said, it's very good if you want to go sleep and sleep in 10 seconds.
I know just Albert is thinking like, I need to get some steel over to Trollsky.
If he's interested, I'm more than happy to send him steel.
Yeah.
We can talk about this.
We can make some kind of collaboration. I started with my YouTube recently. Once again, I have a camera guy, and then I'm recording some vlogs from the workshop. They are in Polish, but today with the AI there is no problem with transcription and translate it into all the languages you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why did you change your channel or the language of your channel?
You know why? Because you have an Alex Steel, right? You have a Will Selter, the big guys, big names in the industries, and I figure out that there is no Polish channel about knife making, about steel, and people in Poland very often just tell me, "Hey, why you are not doing this in Polish?" And I decided I give it a try, and I think it was a good decision because there is a really plenty of people in Poland that don't know English, and they want to see things in their native language.
Yeah, but it's sad for the rest of the world.
Like I said, there are some.
The rest of the world has Alex Steel.
Subtitles they have.
Yeah.
Some.
Yeah.
I have to try that. I've never tried the subtitles on YouTube. Do they work? I mean, of course, Polish subtitles work, but can I watch one of your videos with English subtitles? Does that work?
Now, today we have some scripts and application that you are taking the video and put it into, and the AI is perfectly making the subtitles for you.
Yeah.
and the future is now. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. AI is very good at that.
I don't like AI at all because I saw the Terminator 2, so you know.
Yes.
Everybody knows what will happen.
Skynet.
Exactly.
Skynet. They're coming for us. And that's where you're going to need more than a knife to defend yourself.
Yes, you need a knife, a lot of firepower, a lot of food, and water. And
yeah. And Arnie.
He's my role model. Yeah.
I figured that, yeah. Arnie.
And I can just tell one more thing about my origin of my knife making. So, when I was 8 years old, there was a Conan the Barbarian in cinemas, and I smuggled myself into the cinematic hall and saw this Conan. The first 2 minutes is when they are casting his sword, right? When you are looking at the angle of metallurgy, it's a bullshit. But for an 8-year-old boy,
yeah.
It was some kind of magic, and I figured out I want to do this in future. But you know, it was a 8-year-old boy, and it was only a dream. But you can see the dream became true.
Yeah. Such a good movie, though. The big ass snake head and everything.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man, yeah. Conan the Barbarian.
I really
How
love
did you
it.
like the remake?
I didn't saw it because I want to have the vision of old Conan, and I don't want to get it dirty with some new bullshit movie.
Yeah, that's what I had. I really felt like I shouldn't.
To be honest, I didn't saw the remake of the Total Recall and many new movies because I want to keep in my mind the old version.
Yes, very good.
From what I've seen on YouTube, Arnold Schwarzenegger still has the sword from Conan.
Yes,
he took it with him from the set.
And there is a Polish strong guy. One of the Polish strong guys, he win the Arnold Classic. Arnold is making his own competition every year for strongmen and the rest, and he won this, and Arnie gave him a sword. It's not a sword from Conan, but still, you got a sword that Arnold Schwarzenegger gave it to you. So it's something,
That's
right?
Pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
The other host of this podcast sounds just like Arnie.
Get down.
He's an American. Yeah, get to the chopper. He's an American that lives in Austria, so it's like a reverse Arnie.
All right.
It's even funnier when he speaks German.
Yeah, I miss you, Keith.
Yeah, I miss you, Keith, too.
But you can meet him in Solingen if you're coming.
He's also going to the Dutch Knife Show.
Ah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, that's true.
So now I need to tell me the Dutch show is in the same place like last year.
No, I don't. I think it's somewhere else.
I really like the old one in Tiel. There was an old hall.
Let me see this year. I think it's in Houten this year.
I'm gonna check.
Check that out. Yeah, I'm gonna check now. Yeah, Expo Houten. So it's not in Tiel.
All right. Shame.
It's a shame. I think it's close to some cool World War II stuff.
While Matt is checking, if you go to these European knife shows, are you driving there or are you flying?
I'm driving. It's simpler. It's longer, but you know how to put 25 knives into the suitcase and travel to modern Europe and ask.
No, you would have to send them in advance.
Exactly.
Of course. How long does it take you to drive to Ipsitz?
Ipsitz was not that hard because it's like, I think 600 kilometers from me because I live very close to the Poland and Czech border.
Yeah, okay.
But the Tiel is like 1,200 kilometers and it's like 15 hours in car.
Yeah, then let's just meet in Ipsitz then.
Ipsitz would be really cool. Why not?
But you're staying there overnight, I suppose. You're not driving
Of
back
course.
then, are you? Okay.
Last time it was like I visited the Arnold Schwarzenegger house in Thal on the Friday, then came to Ipswich on Friday. The show was Saturday, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
And we decided with wife that because I took my wife with me, that we are coming back because the kids are waiting. But this year I'm probably gonna stay till the Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Because you got very good schnapps there.
Very good schnapps, and Albert is gonna bring some cool steels.
And schnapps.
Yeah.
And schnapps.
And schnapps.
Actually, if you insist, I can bring schnapps, but I can also bring whiskey.
Whiskey sounds good too. I'm a simple guy. Give me a whiskey and I will be there.
A challenge accepted.
Yeah.
I'll bring whiskey.
It's September.
I don't know. I have to check.
Suddenly, Trollsky is going to be at every night show.
I remember the previous time in Ipswich, it was really cool that there was a big dinner on the Friday, and I think the mayor or the most important guy from this small town, he just say, "Welcome, knife makers," and the local guys were dancing with "lo lo 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 lo."
Typical Austrian stuff.
How you called it it's jodłować in Polish, we say.
You mean yodel?
Jodel, yeah. So yeah,
Yodel.
yeah. Watching this live was really cool.
I'm going to bring you some Millstone whiskey. That's Dutch whiskey.
You have my attention.
Millstone, from the windmill. Millstone.
Milfstone? Take it.
Milfstone. Yeah.
So Ipswich is on the 15th of September.
Okay.
So mid of September.
This sounds good. So I'm gonna announce the Knife Making Academy, and knowing that I will have the free time because the Ipswich was really cool.
Yeah.
And all because of this podcast. How amazing.
Yeah, this podcast brings people together.
Yeah, man. Especially the Europeans. Like, it's working.
Yeah, it's a problem. Americans have the American Bladesmith Society.
Yeah.
And we don't have the European Bladesmith Society.
That's because we're not united. And I'm glad we're not, because I like countries as they are. Not like one Europe, but for the knife making scene, it's good to act as one, as Europeans.
Exactly, and I think that there is a plenty of young makers, and their time will come very soon. The old fucks, should leave.
Old fucks. A couple of years and then you're one of them.
Yes, I'm between, like we said. We tried to make it in Poland to the association, but it was not working. In Poland, there is a lot of makers that don't like each other, and they are not speaking, and it's weird because we have the same passion. We should just be united, but no, I don't like him.
It's so silly.
Probably you have the same problem in you, right?
Yeah. It's the same over here. There is how do you call that?
There are two people and
here.
3 opinions.
Yeah, and it's old versus new, and everyone has. I'm like, come on, man. But I think that's in America as well. But America is just so fucking huge, and the knife scene over there is so big that you just don't see it over there.
Yes, and it's a really big market. Plenty of people are hunting.
Yeah.
And you know how in Europe and they are treating hunters, right?
Hunting,
murders,
animal abusers.
Yes.
So fucking lame.
I think the Europe is really not that nice like it was 20 years ago.
Even we were like one of the greatest. I would argue it was the best piece of Earth.
Europe
for a long time.
is getting old.
Yeah. We have that real history, that the Americans don't have. And we should be proud of that, and instead of saying sorry for everything, and it's a shame.
But we need to live.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not nice, we have plenty of our things to do, our duties. Mm-hmm. And that's my opinion, that is why I'm not interested in politics, because they will do nasty things anyway. Yeah. I have my life, I need to focus on me, on my family. And
that's the most important thing.
Exactly.
Your family. Some great Trollsky wisdom over here.
Yeah, you need to make a few quotes, like you can teach your mom, but you cannot teach
not teach your ass, and then like a stripe, and then Trollsky. Yeah, Trollsky quotes. You can make a book out of that. You can teach your mouth, but you cannot teach your ass. Trollsky. Some have tried to teach their ass, though.
They say.
Right,
like I
Prince
said,
Albert?
I always try to be the same guy for everybody, and it's pay off, because you cannot wear a few masks, because at some point they will just figure out your mask, and if you don't wear a mask,
bullshit will catch up on you.
Always be yourself.
I've learned this later in life. It doesn't work.
It takes time.
Yeah.
When my grandpa was telling it to me, I would say, "Oh, what he's talking about?" But like you said, it's for some things you really need time.
You care about other people's opinions and stuff, and it doesn't matter. What matters is your family and your surroundings. And
exactly.
So is that a show, ladies and gentlemen?
I think that Albert is sleeping.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm listening. To all your wisdom.
I have a question. Is Prince Albert a thing?
What do you mean?
Yeah, because over here, when we say Prince Albert, that means something. When someone has a Prince Albert.
Yeah, on one of the last episodes, Keith said yes, but I still don't know what a Prince Albert is.
Okay, Trollsky, do you know what a Prince Albert is?
I have no idea.
Jesus. Okay, maybe it's just a Dutch thing. I don't know.
It's some kind of sexual technique?
It's something. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's one of those piercings right through your through the tip.
All right.
That's what they call a Prince Albert over here. That's why I keep calling you Prince Albert.
Okay. I've just Googled it. It's a thing over here too.
Yeah, okay. So, we learned.
Looks painful.
Yeah, man, it looks awful. I can't
Give me a second, I'm Googling.
Yeah, Google it. And then Google blue waffle. That's also very funny.
Okay. Prince Albert, and they did a graphic, and there's only an old guy with mustache.
Oh, really?
Okay, Prince Albert piercing 38 millimeters. All right.
Yes.
Use your imagination.
Okay, are you still Googling? Google blue waffle.
Blue waffle, all right.
Yeah.
Blue.
Oh, guys, I have to do so much editing.
Don't edit this out, you.
All right. There is plenty of pictures of blue waffle, but also, the fuck is that? Nice.
What is it?
Explain it, Trollsky.
I am looking for some decent picture, but Google probably banned it.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it's something with the Vaja word. It's laughing all the time.
But what is it, Matt?
A blue waffle. It's everyone could just Google blue waffle and then they'll know.
Okay, so that's our surprise then for the listeners.
Slang by dictionary.com. Bet you can't find me on Google image search. Dictionary.com, slang, blue
It's a
waffle.
very disturbing piece of meat. Let's call it that.
Injection. That's believed to both turn the vagina blue and this. Well, you are a sick fuck, man.
I know. I am.
Knife making podcast. What is a blue waffle?
No, I'm gonna cut all of this out.
No. Don't be a Keith. God damn it.
We'll see.
The last two shows were so knife maker-ish. It needs a little blue waffle at times.
We recorded like 2 hours, but I know that it will be 15 minutes. What's your grinding technique? Oh, very good, thank you.
Beep, 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 beep. This is what you get when you put a Dutch guy and a Polish guy on a podcast.
Yeah, and only one Austrian.
Yeah.
But I told Keith in advance I might not be able to contain you guys.
It was not so bad.
No, it wasn't. It was fun.
Yeah.
It
Are
was
you going
fun.
to be back, Mr. Trollsky?
Back on your podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on people about what they comment. Don't put this dickhead to the microphone. Not anymore.
I doubt it.
Put some knife makers.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Well, why not in the future? Because I think there is a plenty of things we didn't mention today.
Yes.
Exactly.
But instead
should
of
do
that,
one
we
of
just put a blue waffle.
Yeah, Blue Waffle.
And Prince
everyone was
Albert.
Googling that. And Prince Albert. It's like a learning curve for a lot of people.
Very educational.
Yes, this is an educational podcast.
Well, I learned something new today, so good for me.
See?
See? You're wiser than you were before this podcast.
This is something.
Okay, man, we didn't read out the patrons,
But who has the patrons?
Keith, so the patrons can go fuck himself, and we'll read them out next week.
Yes.
I love you guys.
It was awesome.
Yes, it was really cool. I love you too, guys. Hope to meet you at the DKA and also in Ipswich.
Yeah, let me know if you come to Ipswich.
Schnapps.
Then I'll bring whiskey. Schnapps and whiskey.
Schnapps mit whiskey.
Some whiskey and get to the chopper.
Good.
Get down. Okay, man, let's pretend we have an outro music.
Yeah. Now the outro music's playing. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye, fuckers.
Use your imagination.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. See you.